One of the most common things that over 40 people who get into the online business space and digital marketing, they say, I don't want to sell, I don't like to sell, I don't want to sound salesy, but yet as soon as they buy that course, as soon as they get something and they start making videos, they sound exactly that, salesy. So stop trying to convince people to buy. Ask them 5 questions and they'll convince themselves. There's a reason why most people who try to sell online, they sound desperate. They are doing all the talking. Now, I spent 19 years in the mortgage business. I spent 18 years as a youth soccer business owner as of late. And in all those years, when I sat across from people at their kitchen tables or in the open houses, or when I talked to people that came to my youth soccer business with their kids, I didn't do most of the talking. Because here's what I found out very early. The person doing the talking is the person doing the convincing, or at least trying to do the convincing. So when I'm talking, I'm trying to convince you of something. So why not allow those people, the prospect, to do the talking, and in the meantime, let them convince themselves. So one of the things that actually worked pretty good is this. I built 5 questions and I use them no matter what I do, no matter what business I'm in. And here they are. First question is, why is fixing this important to you? Because we all know they're coming to you with a problem. Just that. Then you stop talking. Because when someone says out loud why something matters, they're not hearing you make a case anymore. They're hearing themselves make the case. And nobody argues with their own reasoning, right? Second is, how has this affected you? This one is different from the first one, and it took me a while. It took me a while to understand why. The first question is logical. This one goes in the gut. This is where somebody tells you about the thing they haven't said out loud to anybody yet. And once it's out loud, it's real to them in a way it wasn't 30 seconds ago. Does that make sense? Here's the third one. What happens if nothing changes? Now they're doing the math in their own head. Now they're doing the math on standing still. Most people never do that math. They weigh the cost of acting and completely skip the cost of actually waiting, which is usually the bigger number. You're not scaring them. You just handed them the other half of the calculation. Here's the fourth one. What would the ideal outcome look like? Let them describe in their words, not yours. Because whatever picture they paint, that's the picture they're usually buying, not yours. And now you know exactly what you're selling. The last one is, the fifth one is, why now instead of later? This is the one people skip. And it's the one that matters most. Because if they can't answer it, they're not ready. And you just save both of you a lot of time. If they can answer it, they just create their own deadline. You didn't manufacture urgency. They found it themselves. There's 5 questions. That's the whole thing, right? Notice what's not there. No pitch, no script, no closing line. Just 5 questions and the discipline to shut up and let them talk. That's it. Look, I teach a full framework inside my free course. Yes, I have a free course. And you answer these questions on your own. The free course, there's a link in the bio. You can go over it. It doesn't cost you a dime. You don't have to do anything. You never have to buy anything. But you'll witness some of these questions subconsciously being asked. And you thinking in your head, I'm actually answering these questions by thinking about it. Grab it. It's free.